Hello, welcome to the podcast where we review our favorite books. I'm Alice, and this is John, my brother. Today we'll talk about Rainbow Troops, a novel written by Andrea Hirata in 2005.
Well, it's been a very popular novel ever since it came out.
Yeah.
And today we come together to discuss why it has garnered so much attention. The story took place on a small island of Belitong in Indonesia, where 10 students fought back the status quo for a proper education so that they can lead a better life. The book follows one of those children who had to experience the cruelty of this world ever since he was a child. Along with his friends and teacher, they fought day by day to protect the school that they held most dear against the authorities who want to see it gone for good. These kids have to work in blue-collar industries to afford essentials.
Yeah, I think it allows readers to see a glimpse into the poverty in developing countries where people have to work hard in the factory, enslaved by the money-grubbing businessmen, or die of hunger. Actually, Hirata has shown a great contradiction between the lowest of the low and the authorities who are getting richer and richer every day. They see the school as an obstacle on their way towards industrialization, and that's why they try to shut it down.
Yes, and in my eyes, the character in this book is also a huge plus for me.
Oh yeah, I agree on that. Do you have a favorite character?
Although everyone has their time to shine and their quirky sides mix very well together, but I still think that there's one character that tops them all, and that's Lintang. Lintang is not like anyone I've ever seen in my life. In my eyes, he's the embodiment of what a true student should be. He studied not because society forced him to, but because he genuinely wants to seek out for knowledge. He found joy in learning new things every day and hanging out with all his friends, and that's the mindset I wish I could have.
Wow, I've never thought you can be so insightful.
Wow, thanks.
Well, I agree with you on that. It's pretty obvious that today most people go to school not because they're eager to learn, but they do it like a chore, because they have to, because the society demands it.
Yes, that's also why the part that kept my interest the most was Lintang's backstory. Despite being born in one of the poorest families on the island and having to ride 80 kilometers every single day to school, not even once in his life was he late. He also never sees his family as something that drags him down either. Instead, he views them as his drive to keep moving forward. It was not a moment that grew on me. It was his whole story.
Yeah, I remember that bicycle part. I even shed some tears reading it.
So what do you think is the main factor that makes this book so relevant even to this day?
Well, I think the main appeal of this book comes from its authenticity. Although it's a very light-hearted story, the author does not shy away from showing the dark side of society, like industrialization and inequality. Hirata told such an inspiring story about faith and aspiration that I can't find any words that can ever come close to describing the impact that it had on me.
I don't think Rainbow Troops is that easy to get into,
Really?
though. Because it does not hesitate to lash out at evil acts and tragic truth. But I think it will definitely give you hope about a better future. And that concludes our podcast.
Thank you for listening, and see you next time.